Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. I am Imefon Okon. The recent by-elections in Kano State have drawn sharp criticism from observers who say the democratic process is being undermined by cash inducement and systemic failures. Reacting to the development, political commentator Madi Shehu, in a video shared on X on Monday, addressed the situation where a politician was seen distributing money. The report.
Shehu described the elections as a clear reflection of the state of democracy in Nigeria, where voters receive financial inducements to influence the outcome of elections. Although this practice is illegal in many countries, including Nigeria, its prevalence remains an issue of great concern. He also decried the involvement of some police officers who are always willing to facilitate and support such activity, as seen in the video, where voters and thugs were eager for the politicians' one-off cash gift, while election officials look the other way. According to Shehu, democracy is simply a joke in Nigeria, as INEC does not even have the courage to enforce the law against monetary and material inducement, adding that the election tribunal and courts are unlikely to admit such evidence as credible, with local and foreign election observers validating the results regardless. Abiola Alafe reporting for Clearview News.
Meanwhile, a viral video circulating on social media accusing Senator Natasha of spiritually attacking Senate President Godswill Akpabio has generated debates among Nigerians. These accusations appear to stem from the ongoing public and legal dispute between the two lawmakers. Reacting to the news on Clearview's lunchtime program, Clearview Hangout, our team of analysts expressed their views on the basis of these allegations as ascertain whether the spiritual indeed has control over the physical. The report.
In the early hours of Monday, 17th August 2025, news of the arrival of Nigeria's Senate President Godswill Akpabio's return to Nigeria flooded the media space after what he described as a brief vacation in London. His return comes amid reports on social media that he was critically ill and hospitalized in London. Speaking with journalists at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja, Akpabio dismissed the reports, describing them as mere imaginations.
There were lots and lots of rumors. Where is the Senate President? so I said, oh, I thought people didn't love me. so I had thousands of calls from everywhere. And I kept saying, I'm okay, I'm okay. And they said, are you sure? Are you sure? One particular emir, I won't mention in them, His Royal Majesty. He said, okay, if you're okay, put it on video. No video. He said, put it on video. Let me see your face. So I did, and we started laughing. He said, okay, I'm satisfied.
Unconfirmed reports say Akpabio's family members had initially accused the senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, of attacking Akpabio spiritually, leaving pundits and observers asking if such things exist in the eyes of the law. In-house analysts on Clearview's discussion program, Clearview Hangout, provided fresh perspectives on the issue.
Is there anything like spiritual attack when it comes to sickness?
Well, that's you can't. That's like, how do you accuse? Do you arrest the person for witchcraft or what? It's unfounded. It's not something you can. If there is spiritual power, you to go for your own instead of accusation, because you can't prove anything. You can't prove anything. I don't think it's baseless as far as I'm concerned.
You can go to the police station and say, I saw you in my dream.
The thing there is that we are Africans and we know what we can do. The power we have. See, sometimes forget about the fact that we are doing Christianity. These things, some things happen, no things happen. That's just the truth. Do you know, before I used to have this belief that when people die, like in my place, I always say this one is a witch. It was this person that killed this person. It was, sometimes some people will even come out to say it was me, so that you know that they have power. But when my mother died, the pastor that came to arrange for the funeral, he opened a scripture where he said, God keeps and God kills, he keeps, and all that. So I now realize that when people die, it was God that allowed that person to go. Because some of us, some things that happened to us in the past that you even think, can I survive this? You made it. It wasn't time. I just feel when it is time, everybody will answer the call. So this accusation now is baseless. They're just trying to make Natasha has been quiet for a while now. Maybe they just want her to talk. They want to hear her voice. They're missing her voice. Because will you not say Akpabio is strong? Natasha is stronger than Akpabio when it comes to maybe like witchcraft or maybe power. Everybody know where they belong. If you're serving God, you know your God should be powerful. If you are doing Mami Wata, you should know that. So if you feel this person is using other means to attack you, you too use what you believe can work for you. So now would they now arrest Natasha and take her to police station, or they will take her to court that she should leave Akpabio alone?
Some pundits during the phone-in session also lent their voice on the topic.
Issue of witch or that cannot be proved. If you can't go to police station to say somebody bewitched you, there's no basis for that.
Of course.
I agree with that. But on the other part, which talked about Akpabio, see, it's only in Nigeria that I see that we wish our leaders bad. Anybody can fall sick. If you look at today, Akpabio came back from abroad, and there is no written anywhere that I must go to hospital in Nigeria, because the oath of allegiance in Nigeria is zero. It's zero. It is in this country that we saw somebody that went to work in a politician's house and started videoing and sent it out. There's no oath of secrecy again in Nigeria. Even doctors will leak the health condition of their patient out because he's a politically somebody that is a politically exposed person. So until we get it, that is why you see most of our leaders going out to get treatment where there will be secrecy.
The concept of spiritual attack of sickness is a belief rooted in certain cultural and religious contexts, particularly in parts of Nigeria and other African societies where spiritual or supernatural explanations for misfortune, illness, or adversity are sometimes invoked. The idea suggests that an individual can be afflicted with sickness or other harms through metaphysical means such as curses, witchcraft, or malevolent spiritual forces. While this belief is culturally significant to some, it lacks empirical evidence and is not recognized within modern medical or scientific frameworks. Gloria Atta, reporting for Clearview News.
The Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal has reiterated his administration's stance against negotiating with bandits terrorizing the state. This firm stance comes amidst escalating insecurity in Nigeria's northwest, where Zamfara has been particularly affected. The governor's commitment for prioritizing security was evident during his condolence visit to troubled communities in Kauran Namoda local government area, including Kankara, Dan Isa, and Kasawar Daji, recently attacked by bandits. Clearview's Florence Joshua brings us details.
With the rise in cases of banditry in Zamfara, leaving communities vulnerable to daily attacks, kidnappings and killings, the governor's visit demonstrates his administration's commitment to the security and well-being of its citizens. As residents continue to express frustration, some are appealing for government intervention to restore peace and security in the areas. It is, however, sad that some communities have resorted to negotiating with bandits, highlighting their situation.
Well, we need security. We need security. It is the only thing now is affecting us. And this main road, which link Namoda to Melali, is only 7 kilometers. Therefore, we need the government to rehabilitate it, if possible. Well, he's coming to this place. We are very happy. We are very happy more than you to see him here. I have seen him once. This is the second time I have seen him again. So therefore, we wish him Allah's support and prosperity.
Uma government say he go help us to bring security by the grace of good.
Security experts are divided on the best approach to tackle banditry, as some argue that negotiations can provide a non-violent avenue for peace, while others believe it legitimizes criminality and emboldens bandits. Meanwhile, Governor Lawal's stance against negotiation is in contrast to his predecessor, Bello Matawale, who pursued dialogue with bandits. Experts have emphasized the need for a balanced approach, combining dialogue with robust security measures to ensure lasting peace.
Yesterday, I began a condolence visit to some communities that were recently targeted by bandits. Since we could not finish it yesterday, we are resuming the visit today. We visited 3 communities where I met with the people and offered them words of encouragement from the government. Since the start of my administration, I have made it clear that I won't negotiate with the bandits who are killing our people, and that remains the case. My administrations will never negotiate with them because they have never shown any sincerity.
To effectively address insecurity, experts advocate for synergy between the government, security agencies, and local communities through community engagement and economic empowerment and targeted dialogue with influential actors to help reintegrate willing bandit factions into society. As the situation in Zamfara remains dire, citizens and leaders are calling on the government to take a more proactive approach to address the situation. Governor Lawal's administration has also promised to repair deplorable roads leading to affected communities, a step towards improving their overall well-being. Reacting to the development, Emir of Kaurana appreciated the governor for his support, highlighting the importance of collaborative efforts to address insecurity. Florence Joshua reporting for Clearview News Desk.
A sermon by Pastor Bayo Oluwayemi of the World International Christian Center worldwide has sparked a wave of reactions across social media. In a message shared via the church TikTok page, the cleric boldly advised parents not to pay tithe if their children's school fees were due. Pastor Bayo argued that prioritizing church giving over a child's education was equivalent to mortgaging the child's future, stressing that school fees must come first. He further condemned what he called religious bondage, which makes people believe they cannot be blessed unless they pay tithe. His controversial stance has triggered a nationwide debate, with many Nigerians applauding his message as practical Christianity, while others insist that tithing remains a biblical obligation regardless of personal circumstances.
If your children's school fee is due, don't bring money to church. Don't sell your children's future. Don't mortgage your children's future. That's one thing about religion. It puts you under rules. Religion puts you into slavery. If you don't pay tithe, God will not bless you. Then you start struggling. You start struggling to pay tithe. Whereas your children's school fee is due. Then the devil will deceive you. First do my home. Then the church school fee has to go and wait. You can't do my home. You see God that need money or church. I want to let you know, if your children children's school fee is due, don't bring money to church. Don't sell your children's future. Don't mortgage your children's future. You are cursed with a curse. They've given you the mindset of curse. So on Monday when you go to shop, somebody come buy from you. You don't know where you place the money. Then your heart go to condemnation. It's because I don't pay tithes. That is how manipulation comes. That's how
Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro Hernandez said he would deploy 4.5 million militia members in response to U.S. threat after Washington raised the bounty of his arrest and launched anti-drug operations in the Caribbean. Maduro lambasted what he described as the renewal of extravagant, bizarre, and outlandish threats from the United States. Meanwhile, official figures said the Venezuelan militia founded by Maduro's predecessor Hugo Chavez contains about 5 million people, though the actual number is believed to be smaller. Recall that the Trump administration had earlier this month doubled its bounty to $50 million for the arrest of Maduro, who faces drug trafficking charges. Washington, which does not recognize Maduro's past two election victories, accuses the Venezuelan of leading a cocaine trafficking gang called Cartel de los Celos. The U.S. military has also reportedly deployed several vessels to the southern Caribbean as part of Trump's crackdown on Latin American drug cartels. And that's the news. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Livenews Dex, or via handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Cliveview Online. Many thanks for watching. I am Imifono Kun.